6-hour tour.
Island, I guess.
刚要去后面接了，接那个内部。
Swim with the dolphin there. That's what that is.
Now today this will be a 3-hour tour.
啊？
This time will take us to the industrial area,
看都那么快啊！
the residential area.
还有
We'll be
看那个
stepping
什么
into the downtown vendors market where you guys will be able to disembark the bus, stretch your
他
legs,
是没有做过
do
真
a
的
little
submarine。
shopping, see some of the fruits and vegetables that are grown here in the islands of the Bahamas. From there, you'll board the bus again, and we'll be going into the Fort Declare Marketplace and Festival area where you'll be spending 1 hour of shopping time and beach. Once you're done, you'll board the bus again, and we'll be going through the outskirts of the downtown area, the light industrial area, and then on our way back into the harbor.
在左边了啊！
跟你讲嘛，
Now, as you can tell today, you came into the
车子都
industrial
从美国运过来嘛。
This island is the industrial capital of the Bahamas. The Bahamas is made up of 700 islands, 2,000 exposed rocks and reefs. Out of those 700 islands, 30 islands are inhabited. The primary language is English, followed by the French and then the Spanish. This island is totally flat, and the highest natural point is 60 feet above sea level.
假如像日本是专门在这边的，
对嘛？
Now, to our
日本
right
自
here,
己有
notice the flag
做车
flying in the one at the
子，
very
有
top is the
manufacture
national
车子
flag
嘛
of the
，Bahama 没有。
Bahamas, and it has 3 colors: the gold, the aquamarine, and the black. The gold represents the sun, the aquamarine represents the sea and the sand, and the black represents the strength of the people. As we turn onto Queens Highway, you'll find Queens Highway on every single island in the islands of the Bahamas. To our left, the blue and white building is Freeport. Freeport is the fueling station that fuels all the airports, harbors, and gas stations on the island. Next to them, the green and white building is called Quality Services. And this is where they put the ships together when they were filming Pirates of the Caribbean 2 and 3. Most of those ships did not have motors, and they're being pushed around by tugboats. Towards the eastern end of the island, you would find out there the film studio. To the very far left, you'll notice the red, white, and blue steel cranes, which is the container port. It's a transshipment facility. It's the largest, busiest, and deepest container port within this hemisphere. All the big MSC ships come here, offload onto smaller ships that would go into the United States, South America, the Caribbean, and Canada. To our immediate left is Bradford Marine. Bradford Marine is a yacht repair facility out of South Florida. And as you can tell, when you were coming in, there's no fixed bridge. So all the bigger yachts and sailboats come in now for repairs and renovation. To the far left, you'll notice the smaller cranes and one Carnival cruise ships, and that's the shipyard. Almost all the Carnival Cruise Line, NCL, Holland America, Disney, Royal Caribbean, Bahamas Celebration, Costa Cruise Line, they almost all come here now for repairs and renovation. Most of the shipyard is owned by Carnival.
industry， 修这个渔船嘛。
As we turn off the Queens Highway onto West Sunrise Highway, to our immediate left is the Grand Bahama Generation Plant. Over here generates electricity for the entire island. This island is 96 miles long, 17 at its widest width. This island is the 4th largest in the Bahamas, 9th largest in the entire Caribbean. Back in America, you would find 3 power grids. You would find East, West, and Texas. As you know, they do everything big in Texas, so they have their own power grid. To our right is 2 of our pharmaceutical companies. The first one is called Balco, a Buckeye Partner Company, which is an oil storage facility mostly owned by the Bush family. And that's George Bush. Before they partnered up, next then you'll find also Pharmachem. Pharmachem is a pharmaceutical company which specializes in drugs for HIV, cancer patients, and also birth control. Part of the power plant, and this is a new section that they put on, and this is now what they call the service charge they put onto your light bill now. That's almost just as high as the bill itself. To our left, the two-story gray building is Palmer's International Limited, which is a styrofoam company which makes the material for the cups, plates, spoons, forks, and knives. As we leave the industrial area, the first residential area we'll be going through now is called Hawksbill. And this area is named after the Hawksbill turtle. Can everyone understand me?
Yes.
Now this is my second week on the job, so hopefully I know more than you guys do. And here in the islands of the Bahamas, you would find 5 large turtles that roam the islands. You would find the hawksbill turtle, the diamondback turtle, the green turtle, the loggerhead turtle, and the leatherback turtle. Those turtles are now on the endangered species list. You cannot capture those turtles or eat their eggs anymore. If caught, you would be fined and can also be in prison. The diamondback was captured for the meat and also the shell. The shell of the diamondback was used for making combs and bracelets. To our left, you'll notice the 2 green tanks. These are the water tanks which services the Hawksbill community. The Hawksbill community was one of the very first communities that was developed when the city of Freeport was being built. The city of Freeport is the second city, followed behind Nassau, which is the first city. Over to our right is a newer development called Sunrise. Today you can still get house and land in Sunrise, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, starting at $139,000. To our left is an older community called Regency Park. Regency Park got developed in the early 80s. Back in the early 80s, you can get house and land, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, starting at $88,000 and went up to $117,000. Today, the cheapest house in Regency Park would cost you $156,000. Here in the islands of the Bahamas, we have no real estate tax, no inheritance tax, and no property gain tax. The government makes the majority of their money on import tax. 90% of everything we consume is imported. Now we do pay a service charge to the Grand Bahama Port Authority and group of companies, which is a private company that runs the city of Freeport. And that service charge runs anywhere from $50 to $800 per year per lot, depending on the location. The residential area we're going through now is called Bahamian. To our left is Bahamian North, and to our right, Bahamian South. These are the only 2 residential areas on this island that has a sewer system. All the other residential areas on this island have septic tanks. Now Bahamian South is a very sought after area in the late 70s. The reason for that, there's a hotel back there that's called Xanadu Beach Hotel and Marina. Xanadu Beach Hotel and Marina used to be owned by Howard Hughes. Howard Hughes was the owner of TWA Airlines. During his time, here in the islands of the Bahamas, we had a lot of famous people that frequent the island, like Lucille Ball, Sammy Davis Jr., Frank Sinatra, and Al Capone, just to name a few. Now, Sammy Davis Jr. owned a home in South Bahama, and also the late legendary Count Basie. Count Basie was a famous jazz musician, and his home was designed in a replica of a grand piano. The homes over here would start at $300,000 and would go into the millions. Due to the fact that we're so close to sea level, you would not find basements in any of the homes.
日本进口的，日本人就是让美国的一种，他们换边嘛，这样讲。那不是日本人不是。
这都从美国运过的。
美国不做像英国说的，像日本就是照美国。
Now the palms that you see in the median to our right are called cabbage palms. The minimum square footage for the homes in this area is 1,400 square feet. And all the homes in this area has to have either a tin roof or a tile roof. If you were to put asphalt shingles on your roof in this area, the Grand Bahama Power Company would not send electricity to your home until the problem was corrected. The homes over here would start at $300,000 and go into the millions. Due to the fact that we're so close to sea level, you would not find basements in any of the homes. Most of the homeowners only
规定屋顶要这样子，规定屋顶要这样子，不能像我们家那个。
You'll also find two golf courses over here.
那种高根本你不会卖电给你，如果你用。
The Ruby is still open and operational. The Emerald has been closed since the hurricanes of 2004, Francis and Jane. As we turn onto Trade Winds Drive, to our right you'll notice the bamboo trees with the orange, and this home actually used to be owned by Sammy Davis Jr. Also you'll notice a tree to our right with a little pink on it, and that's the pink pui tree. The etchings are front of the house to our right. These are called cherry trees. At certain times of the year, while you're out trimming your trees, you can get yourself a little afternoon snack. Back to our left, the two trees all the way up front in the corner are called umbrella trees. And if you look very close, you'll notice the stem comes all the way out. The leaf goes around the stem and it actually looks like an umbrella.
Underground.
To our right,
Underground.
it's one of our Baptist ministers' home. And as you can tell, our Baptist ministers are well taken care of. I can tell you, one day I went to a Baptist sermon and the Baptist minister was talking about getting all the wine of the church. He said, we're going to take all the wine of the church and throw it all in the river. And the last song he sang before church was dismissed was, we shall gather at the river. To our right, you'll also notice the stones on the wall, and those stones are called limestones, and that's what the island is made up of. Also to our left and our right, the edgings that you see now, the trees, these are called Australian pines or Casuarina pines. Left unattended, these trees will go 50 to 60 feet. The flowering plants in the middle that has the white flowers on it are called the bridal bouquet. To our left, the edgings now are the hibiscus trees. These are the national flowers of Hawaii, and you'll notice them in different colors. Now the guys and girls who like to have the dreadlocks will pick the hibiscus leaves, beat it in a towel to get the juices out, mix it with some aloe and wash their hair with it. It makes it very strong. You'll notice the homes to our left. These are two new homes that they actually just built in this neighborhood about a year or two ago, which will cost them around $600,000. If they were to put these back on the market when the economy is doing good, they can probably fetch about 1.5 million. Back to our right, the other Peach House is another one of our Baptist ministers. And next to them is the home of the late legendary Count Basie. The piece that extends out towards us would represent the front of the piano. To our left and our right would represent the rest of the keyboard. Those stones behind the statue are actually imported to the island, and that's their natural color. The two big trees out front are called Royal Poincianas. And you'll notice the one to the far end, you'll see the pods are now drying up. They rose green, and you'll notice that they're turning brown now. If you were to pick it and shake it, you hear the seeds rattling on the inside. In the old days, we used to pick those and take those to church with us and use those as maracas and tambourines in the church. That tree would bloom in bright red, orange, or yellow. The tree right here to our right now is called the Chinese plum tree. Has little small plums on it that's yellow in color. Back to our left of the Bahamian fruit is this sapodilly. And you notice the tree hovering over the roof. And the dilly is about the size of a tennis ball. You can pick it, there's 2 or 3 seeds inside. You can take the seeds out, everything else is edible, including the skin. To our right, you'll notice the coconut palms in the yard. And it takes about 7 years before coconut trees start to shoot the coconuts. Once they have the coconuts, you can pick the coconut, cut it open, and drink the water. The coconut water is the only water that goes straight to the heart. Now here in the islands, we like to mix it up a little, so we'll have gin and coconut water. Or our very own Bahamian drink called the gully wash, which is gin, coconut water, sweet milk, a little jelly, all mixing together. And we go down to the beach and have a good old time. Now once the coconut get hard inside, we'll open it up, take it out, grate it, and we'll make coconut tart, coconut candy, or coconut cake. Now the coconut palm leaves and the silver touch palm leaves are the palms that we use in making most of the straw work in the straw market. To our left, you'll notice the palm tree. And to our right, you'll notice the other one that's dying that has the shoot in it. The reason for that is once they have the shoot comes out, the tree eventually dies. So after it's finished blooming, the whole tree will eventually die. The one to the left that's still nice and strong, you'll notice at the end has a little small black pointy tip. In the old days, we used to break that tip off and use it as a needle to sew with. That tree is also used for making rope and the famous tequila. Back to our left in the first circle, you'll notice the avocado tree. Next to the avocado is the Christmas palms.
Avocado tree.
During the winter months. The Chinese plum again, and then the sugar apple. And next to the sugar apple, the canap in the other circle.
Oh, man.
Now the tree that's something with the big broad green leaves is called a rubber tree. That's used for making balloons. Now you do not want to plant that tree close to your home. The reason for that is the root system grows out in search of water. It gets into your plumbing system and it can also crack your floors. And the only way you can correct that problem once and for all, you'll have to sell your home and let it become someone else's problem. The big tree in the middle of the yard is the mangola tree, which is another tropical fruit. And next to the mangola tree, the tree right here to the edge of the fence with green and with little yellow flowers, is a national flower of the Bahamas called the yellow elder. The tree hovering over the fence now is the hog plum tree, and the vines growing on the fence is grapevines. Now we do have grapes here, but they're very small, and we do not actually make nothing out of it. To our right, you'll notice the structure that's incomplete. You notice a lot of these structures around the islands. Now those are not from hurricane damages because the owners, they don't want to go to the banks to build their houses, so what they do is they join something called an suasusu, where you get a group of people and you throw your hand in the pot and you get a draw. Now going this route, it usually takes you 7 to 10 years before your house is complete, but at the end of the day, you don't have to worry about a 25-year mortgage.
There you go. We're way from more than 10 years.
都是 concrete 都是用水泥做的。
And here in the islands of the Bahamas, we do have a two-part government system.